Unfortunately, it's actually pretty common to find traces of different medications in our waterways. Scientists start to wave the red flag when the amounts exceed the standard daily load allowed by the state. And an ongoing study at Congaree National Park saw samples that did exactly that. Sticks aren't the only thing you'll find in Cedar Creek. A study on the waterway that winds through Congaree National Park found medications in the creek.
In smaller doses than a doctor would recommend, but that dose may still have an impact.
Even though the concentrations of meds are much lower than a prescription, the cocktail they're creating is troubling. Scientists are calling the mixture contaminants of emerging concern. Emerging because so little is known about the true effects of the toxins.
How they may affect natural systems, so how they may affect the fish in waters like Cedar Creek or may affect amphibians or other wildlife.
Henning says the contaminants are coming from waterways outside of the park. The watershed for Cedar Creek is huge, stretching up into the bottom of North Carolina.
So it's an amazingly large watershed, and so there's lots of places where these chemicals can enter.
But outside chemicals aren't the only concern. Another study found a specific bacteria in the creek.
E. coli, which is bacteria that can be found in either sewage or inside of intestines.
Not a concern for hikers in the park, but paddlers should be cautious and no one should drink from the creek. The bacteria is easier to trace. It's most likely from local waste plants and leaking septic tanks. As for the medications, according to Henning, there's no alarm yet, as we're just now seeing the data and developing the techniques to analyze for these types of chemicals.
That's the bottom line is trying to figure out at what point do some of these chemicals have an impact and what could that impact be. And
for researchers, that's the emerging concern. During the next 2 years of the study, scientists will also test the soil in the park to get a better understanding of how the chemicals affect the entire environment and not just the water. Henning told me the park plans to put a warning on their website next week about the E. coli samples. In the studio, I'm Dana Fulton for Watch Fox News.